Imagine this, a car that charges itself with the sun. No plugs, no gas, just pure solar magic, giving you up to 40 miles a day for free. That's the dream Aptera Motors has been selling since 2019, with over 50,000 reservations and $140 million raised from 20,000 everyday investors. They're even filing for a NASDAQ listing and promising production in 2026. Sounds like the next Tesla, right? But here's the bombshell. Not a single vehicle has rolled off the line. Delays have been stacking up like unpaid bills, raises have failed, and angry investors on Reddit and X are calling it a zombie company. So is Aptera a revolutionary green dream? Or just a crowdfunding mirage, sucking in dreamers' cash? Today, in this deep 20-minute investigation, we're peeling back the layers, SEC filings, investor reports, Reddit rants, and fresh X chatter to uncover the truth. Who's really funding Aptera? The answer might shock you. Stick around, and hey, subscribe if you love EV exposés. Let's rev up. First, a crash course on Aptera for the uninitiated. Founded back in 2006 by Steve Fambro, Aptera was designed as a hyper-efficient, teardrop-shaped EV. It raised millions, but crashed and burned in 2011 after failing to land a $50 million anchor investor. Fast forward to 2019. Fambro and Chris Anthony reboot Aptera Motors in Carlsbad, California. This time with a killer hook. Solar panels built right into the car. They call it never charge driving. The specs are impressive. A 400-mile range on a 42 kilowatt LG battery, a 201 horsepower Vitesco motor, and a starting price around $40K for the launch edition. Efficiency is remarkable. 10 miles per kilowatt hour. Double what Lucid or Tesla manage today. They have over 50,000 reservations, mostly $100 deposits, and partners like Monroe and Associates for validation and ELAF for hub motors. Well, former hub motors. But as of September 2025, it's still all prototypes. No production cars. Why? Funding drama. Aptera's war chest sits at over $140 million since 2019, at least according to Wikipedia and their CES 2025 presentation. But data from TrackXN pegs it lower at just 83.4 million across 11 rounds from 10 investors. The rest has come from retail crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is both Aptera's heart and its Achilles heel. Platforms like Start Engine, Now Issuance, and WeFunder have pulled in over 100 mailers from more than 20,000 small investors. Teachers, retirees, eco-warriors, people dropping anywhere from $100 to $5,000. Perks include priority delivery slots for 5K investors, and the first 1,000 get up to 10K discounts. It's the most successful hardware crowdfunding campaign ever. But it's slow drip funding. Not the 60-million tsunami they need for full tooling. Venture capital has been harder to attract. Only 20 to 25 million has been raised from about 10 firms like CTNS Capital, Bay Wharf, Impala Ventures, and OZ, which only invested $200K in late 2024. No Sequoia, no Andreessen Horowitz. Big VCs smell risk in the three-wheeler niche. Their largest round was a $40 million Series B in mid-2022. A $21 million government grant from the California Energy Commission provides a lifeline, but it's tied to milestones requiring matching funds Aptera still has to secure. And then there are the flops. A $60 million convertible note with US Capital Global in 2024 raised just $700K and converted to equity, diluting backers. At the time, co-CEO Steve Fambro promised 2025 deliveries. Oops. Now, in August 2025, a NASDAQ direct listing is filed for $60.70 with no underwriters. Chris Anthony says they just need one inspired whale to pull it off. Cash reserves sit between $13 and $15 million as of Q2 2025, with a burn rate of $5 million a year across 35 staff and a pricey Carlsbad facility. That gives them just 2 to 3 years of runway, at best. And now comes the dark side. Aptera's Delay Hall of Fame tells the story. Promised deliveries in 2021, pushed to 2023, then 2025. Now it's low-volume production in 2026 and full-scale ramp in 2028. Reddit's Our Electric Vehicles calls it the complete fundraising fail timeline. They raised $120 million by 2024, enough to build 5,000 cars if they hadn't redesigned everything. The big culprit? In 2024, Aptera ditched their 3 Alaf hub motors for a single central Vitesco drivetrain. Cheaper and safer, yes, but it meant scrapping older prototypes. Even the CES 2025 Artemis vehicle was only for engineering validation, not production ready. No full crash tests have been disclosed. Some parts are still missing. And in some states, the car is technically motorcycle rated, meaning under 18 drivers would need helmets. Funding fails kept piling up. The 60 million note was an epic flop. And August 2025 saw a 1-for-3 reverse split to boost share price ahead of NASDAQ. Backlash hit hard, with ex-users screaming about scam dilution. Reservations have flatlined. Just $9,000 in Q2 2025, fewer than 100 new deposits despite a 1.6 meters CES marketing splash. Legal drama has added fuel to the fire. Zaptera, the 2012 IP buyer, sued in 2024 for trade secrets. Some claims were dismissed in 2025, but it scared potential partners. Echoes of 2011 are back. There's still no lead investor, and the EV startup market is cooling post-Tesla and Fisker drama. Social media hasn't been kind. X threads rage daily with accusations of endless fundraising, zombie company behavior, and lies to investors. Even loyal fans admit that 3 wheels and 2 seats scare big money. But it's not all doom and gloom. To Aptera's credit, they're unusually transparent for a startup. They host monthly YouTube updates, co-CEO Q&As, and send detailed newsletters to backers. The NASDAQ S1 filed August 27, 2025 is their biggest move yet, with a goal to raise $60 to $70 million for tooling, batteries, and the Carlsbad factory ramp. If they pull it off, institutional money could finally enter the picture, without Aptera losing control. The timeline calls for 60 launch editions in late 2025 if they get funded, with full-scale production planned for 2028. The pros are clear: niche off-grid appeal, a 50K strong waitlist, and government backing. But the cons are significant: a 40K price point in a 30K Tesla world, and carbon fiber door repairs costing $7K a pop. Still, the fanbase is very real. A July 2025 X Space with CEO Chris Anthony drew 37,000 listeners. Fans call Aptera the agile post-COVID survivor, while skeptics say it's bespoke and not scalable. Sentiment online is split: 60% hopeful for a solar EV future, 40% convinced this is vaporware 2.0. And who's funding Aptera? Not billionaires, not big auto. It's you, 20,000 retail investors crowdfunding this dream one $100 check at a time, with a little help from government grants and a handful of small VCs. No deep pockets here, just grassroots grit in a brutal EV race. The truth: Aptera is innovative as hell, but also incredibly fragile. This NASDAQ raise is their Hail Mary. If they nail it, 2026 could finally bring the birth of a sun-powered future. If they miss, history might repeat itself, just like in 2011. High-risk moonshot or cautionary tale? You decide. Drop your take below. Are you Team Aptera, or calling this a total scam? Hit like if this peeled back the layers, subscribe for Tesla versus Aptera battles, and ring that bell because next, we're exposing Rivian's funding secrets. Drive solar. Stay skeptical. peace.